Good afternoon. My name is Lori Smith, and I'm Kennebunkport's town manager. I am here today with Chief Sanford and Director of Public Health, Allison Kennaway, to give you a few updates. In response to guidance from the U.S. CDC, the Maine CDC, and our governor, as of today, I have ordered departments to go to essential personnel staffing for the next 14 days. The 14-day period presents Maine and our entire country with an opportunity to assess how prepared we are and to take steps to implement actions designed to slow and limit the spread of COVID-19. We will reassess the situation after this 14-day period. I take this measure to safeguard our staff, our public, and allow for continuity in maintaining the services in the long term. What does this mean? It means that each department will go to staffing plan that makes sense for the type of work that they do and the essential services that they provide. Staff will still be checking emails, picking up mail, and responding to phone calls. If you need contact information, I refer you to the town's website at www.kennebunkportme.gov. I'd like to spend a couple of minutes addressing a concern. Kennebunkport, as you know, like other communities in Maine, have a high percentage of citizens that live here on a seasonal basis. Over the past couple of weeks, we have seen an increase in the return of seasonal residents, which is unusual for this time of year. We are asking that all residents of Kennebunkport, whether seasonal or year-round, adhere closely and strictly to the CDC guidelines. This includes eliminating any unnecessary travel from your schedule, whether in town, out of state, or out of the country. Our governor just spoke to this very issue, repeating that people should not be going to the grocery store because it's open, but sending only the minimal number of people to the store for the minimal number of goods that you need. And we should be really adhering to the social distancing standards. We also ask that all citizens adhere to the distancing of groups of no more than 10, maintaining a distance of 6 feet between people. If you have been traveling out of state, out of the country, or you're not feeling well, whether that is a stuffy nose, a sore throat, a cough, a fever, whatever the symptoms, we are asking people that you stay home and self-isolate for at least 14 days. These measures are meant to flatten the curve, stop the spread of the virus, and allow our healthcare system to not exceed its capacity to care for those in need. One piece of advice that has been offered is for everyone to stay healthy by eating nutritious meals and continuing to exercise. This past weekend offered some sunny weather, and we saw a number of people taking advantage of the great outdoors. We think that being outdoors is a great way to de-stress, access fresh air, and get some vitamin D. What we can't have happen is for people to all congregate to one area and overcrowd a resource, making social distancing difficult, if not impossible. I can't begin to tell you the number of calls and emails I receive from people who are very worried about this situation. They are concerned about the additional population in our town this time of year, the number of people at public places, whether the grocery store, a public park, the post office. I am strongly recommending and encouraging all residents to take measures to ensure that we are able to maintain social distancing, whether at the grocery store or outside, so that the town can maintain the culture and feel that we have all grown to love. This includes walking on trails, sidewalks, or at the beach. If we are not able to abide by this social contract, the town may be forced into taking additional measures to safeguard our population. I am asking that everyone hold each other accountable for abiding by these rules and be mindful in your daily activities. Public distancing measures have caused challenges in holding public meetings. Last week, the Maine legislature adopted changes to public meeting laws to allow for remote meeting participation. This Thursday, the Board of Selectmen will hold their first virtual meeting. This will be accomplished through the meeting platform Zoom. The public will still be able to watch the meeting on cable TV, channel 1301, and also on YouTube at Kennebunkport Television. In addition, the public can attend the meeting through Zoom by either choosing to conference in with a phone, computer, tablet, or by calling in on a conference phone number. Our agenda, which was posted earlier today, will include the information to allow the public to find the Zoom meeting. Should you need further direction, please feel free to email me at lsmith@kennebunkportme.gov. I have one other request from our wastewater department. With the onset of COVID-19, we are experiencing an increase in people flushing wipes into the sewer, whether those are wipes that you would normally use in the restroom or whether they are wipes for cleaning. These, although they have different directions on them about being flushable or not flushable, none of them are flushable in our sewer system. They are not acceptable to flush at any time and are a major cause of pump failure and emergency responses from our staff. Please dispose of all wipes, clothing, towels in the trash and not in the toilet. This will save the wastewater department and the ratepayers from expensive service and equipment costs. This is especially critical now as we could be experiencing labor shortages. We appreciate your support. Next, I'm asking Allison Kenway, our Director of Public Health, to discuss where we are with public health issues.
Good afternoon. I'm Allison Kenway, the Director of Kennebunkport's Public Health Department. And I just wanted to reiterate a lot about what Lori has stated, that we must take the guidance of the U.S. CDC, the Maine State CDC, and our governor seriously. The sooner that we all cooperate and social distance ourselves, the sooner, hopefully the sooner we will limit the spread of COVID-19. Social distancing is a non-pharmaceutical intervention to reduce the spread of the virus. Social distancing means measures are essential components of public health response to pandemics. How social distancing works is to reduce the transmission, therefore delaying epidemic peaks or possibly reducing the epidemic peak, spreading the cases over a longer period of time to relieve the pressure on the healthcare system, allowing them to take care of patients over time. This hopefully prevents the hospitals from being overwhelmed. So please stay home, stay at least 6 feet away from others, wash your hands often with soap or hand sanitizer, cover your cough and sneezes, keep washing highly touched surfaces you encounter in everyday life. Stay home as much as possible, especially if you fall into the high-risk category of senior citizens with other medical conditions. And if you are one of those seniors, allow others to help you. Allow your family or neighbors to run to the grocery store or run errands for you. Examples of what we've done to socially distance here in town and in many towns across the country: we've closed schools and switched to online classes. We've canceled meetings or conferences that encourage large crowds or gatherings, and we've changed to online meetings. Churches have gone to online services so that you can stay connected. Encourage those who could work from home to transition to working from home. And now we're asking that our only essential employees report to work for the next 14 days. Things will change, we will reevaluate again, and we will follow the CDC and government recommendations. Public Health Office will remain open until further notice. We have scaled down our visits in the homes. However, we're still available by phone and email if you need something. Leave us a message or send me an email, and I'll get back to you. We make numerous calls a day checking on our patients and our seniors and trying our best to fulfill their needs. If you need something, call me. Loneliness, depression, and anxiety have become a topic of concern and are now on the rise as we continue to shelter in place and isolate ourselves from others. I encourage everyone to reach out to your families or an elder neighbor with just a phone call to check on them. Make sure they're doing okay. If you're feeling lonely or depressed, please reach out to someone. 211 is an easy call for assistance, as well as the crisis hotline, which is 1-888-568-1112. These are both manned 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and is free and confidential. Last week, we discussed food insecurities. Working together with community outreach services, we are providing food to those in need who request it through the general assistance offices of the 3 towns. Please call 967-4401 to request food for Kennebunkport residents. Community outreach services will continue their weekly food pantry on Friday mornings starting at 9 a.m. and until noonish at St. Martha's Church. This is a drive-up service. No one is allowed to enter the building, and you do not need to call in advance for this. You just show up at St. Martha's Church, first come, first serve. COS is being run by a slew of volunteers right now, and they have had to change how things are run on a daily basis with this COVID-19. So please be patient with them as they work through the many changes. If you would like to donate to COS and assist with their hunger relief efforts, please refer to COS website at coskennebunks.org. Select the support button and then the donate. Or you can send checks to COS P.O. Box 1175, Kennebunkport, Maine. RSU 21 is also assisting with bagged breakfasts and lunches by request for students. I'm just going to look at their email here. They've targeted the students who qualify for free and reduced meals, but they will provide meals to any students in need. Families will be asked to complete an application for free and reduced lunch if they haven't already done so. And you can reach out to Ellen Demmons at E. Demmons, DEMMONS, at rsu21.net to get that application and request lunches. And lastly, just want to reiterate also what Lori said. We need to rest, eat healthy, exercise, take care of yourselves and your family members. Reach out to your elderly neighbors and be sure they're all set. Go outside and get as much fresh air as you can, soak up some sun, take a walk or run, and be kind to one another. But remember social distancing. Don't gather together. Stay home if you're sick, and wash your hands. Thank you. Now, Chief Sanford. Oh.
Good afternoon, Kennebunkport. My name is Craig Sanford. I'm your Chief of Police as well as your EMA Director. First of all, I want to let everybody know all emergency services are functioning at full capacity. So you may see things differently. Like I said last week, we may not be entering. There may be more phone calls. But I can tell you we're all functioning, and it's important for you to know and call us when needed. Please ensure you're abiding by the need for social distancing, especially with emergency personnel. We have limited amounts of personal protective equipment, and we need to conserve those supplies for the most extreme cases. Ensure you are calling for emergencies when needed. Calling to ask questions about COVID-19 are best answered by the national and the state CDC websites, not the dispatch center. Fire permits are continuing to be issued by telephone and only on rainy days. And again, the reasons for that is in hopes of avoiding fire calls for accidental secondary fires that may be started during these burns. So again, try to help us out and only doing those burn permits on a rainy day and obtaining those by calling the non-emergency number at the police department at 967-2454. We all must try and limit our numbers during any type of gathering. We all have a responsibility to those that are most at risk of infection. It is important we all cooperate to avoid more stringent measures, as the town manager spoke of earlier. We have placed 15-minute temporary parking restrictions on 3 spots in front of Allison's to assist the public in getting their takeout orders, and I'm sure if you called Allison's ahead of time, they'd be more than happy to run that out to you. I would ask that those using Ocean Ave near the seawall project ensure they are following all traffic control signs. Ocean Ave is one way in the construction area, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We've had considerable problems with folks going the wrong way. Please follow all road signs. Lastly, ensure we are checking on loved ones and neighbors from a safe distance. We must check on their safety, and for you folks in an at-risk category, be safe and restrict even loved ones from entering your homes. They may unknowingly expose you having good intentions. If you need something, anything at all, call a non-emergency number at the police department at 967-2454, and I will do the best I can to try and help you out. Thank you.
I hope everyone adheres to the guidelines we've set out. I talked to a lot of people, and I got to tell you that people are feeling a little down, and sometimes I have to remind them that spring in Maine is often about the hard work time. If you've ever gardened in Maine, this time of year is when you're putting your seedlings together and you are keeping them in a greenhouse or in a sunny window in your house. And then you're preparing the ground and you're planting those little seedlings and you're caring for them like they're your tender babies, because the weather can change and it can be a dramatic impact on those plants. And we continue to weed them and water them and fertilize them. And it is not for months afterwards before we see the tomatoes and the zucchini and the corn. So remember that there is harvest time ahead of us. Those green plants will grow. But right now is the time for the hard work, and we really need everyone's help. Please keep in mind that many are stressed during these challenging times. Be kind to one another. Share resources and don't hoard supplies that are badly needed by the many. Together we can make it through to brighter days ahead. Thank you.